Hello everyone, Shmoji here. You are about to experience the story of a quest called the Coven Conspiracy in Elder Scrolls Online. This is the prologue quest to the new Greymoor DLC coming out, so it should give some insight into the upcoming lore. If you don't want spoilers, then do not watch this. Yorin the Skald King requested I meet with his agent to look into a plot that threatens not only Skyrim, but potentially all of Tamriel. The messenger said that the Skald King's agent is waiting at the Fighters Guild. I should head there and speak to her. What is this new threat that you will have to face? Why is Yorin the Skald King involved? Who is his agent at the Fighters Guild? Apparently a woman. So many questions to be answered. You travel on to the Fighters Guild to find that Lyris Titanborn is the agent you needed to meet up with. She tells you that the threat is the Icereach Coven, witches operating in secret right under the Skald King's nose. And it's not just the usual Reach mischief. Lyris wants you to help locate the Coven and figure out their ultimate intentions. She knows there is something up because she found evidence that the Coven created a sudden barrage of storms in the Sea of Ghosts that sank 2 ships. Due to this, she believes they are now planning an attack on the main land. Apparently, Yorin's wizards gave us some magical item to help, but Lyris cannot talk about it until we are away from prying eyes. She tells you to meet her in Grotwood near the Overlook at the Eldenroot Temple because the Skald King's scouts spotted members of the Coven near Boar's Run. You meet Lyris again, except in Grotwood. Now that you're away from prying eyes, she can talk about the Magical Medallion. The medallion was taken from Icereach witches. They imbued it with magic, but Skald King's wizards changed it so that when used, it will lead you to magic similar to what is inside of the medallion, which is Icereach magic. Basically, an Icereach Coven tracker. Using the medallion seems to create red orbs of magic that you can follow. They lead you to a charred corpse. Looks like it was in some sort of ritual. The corpse has a charred note. Most of the words on this sheet of paper have been rendered unreadable by whatever emulated the body, but the words, "a lucrative opportunity," are still legible. So it seems this person was scammed into being a part of some kind of ritual. Sounds like witches to me. You meet up with Lyris, and she says that she also found a similar ritual site. So, no clues found yet, but Yorin's scouts provided a few more locations to go check. You end up finding another ritual site with Horrorfiends that you quickly dispatch. There is another note with similar text to the last about a lucrative opportunity and participating in a simple ritual. At the next site, you see bats flying around mysteriously. When you approach, they turn into a vampire. After dismissing the vampire, you find a witch pike shard. A shard snapped off of a broken ritual object that radiates the same magic as that used by the Icereach Coven. You meet up with Lyris again. She found a note on a vampire from a merchant named Goharth Ironbelly. He is apparently supplying the Coven with something important. The note says we can find him at a Riften Inn called the Withered Tree. You travel to the inn and wait for the merchant named Goharth Ironbelly, who is supposed to be meeting with the witches after his visit to the inn. This will be a perfect opportunity to follow him to the witches. Ironbelly finally arrives. He ends up hitting on Lyris, which she is not happy about. After throwing him down, Ironbelly angrily leaves while mumbling about the witches. You sneak around and follow him until arriving at a ratway. You battle your way through vampires and Horrorfiends until you find Ironbelly meeting with a witch. He says that he distributed the flyers for the witch and now he wants his vampire bite. Instead, she kills him and his key drops down to you. You find one of the flyers next to Ironbelly's dead body. Just as evidence has shown, the Icereach Coven were tricking people into rituals by offering gold. Lyris walks up to see you over Ironbelly's dead body.
I hope Ironbelly told you something before you killed him.
You inform Lyris that the witch's name was Sister Balra, and that the flyer mentioned she may be on her way to an inn called the Grinning Horker in Eastmarsh. You arrive at the Grinning Horker, and there is nothing unusual. You look around and find clues that people searching for lucrative opportunities had slept here. After this, you find a secret passage in the basement. Secret passages are so cool, but you wonder where it will take you. There is a long tunnel, and a man named Hrolt comes running, saying that people needed to be saved from the Reach witches that he just escaped from. They're doing something evil with some sort of pikes, and you must destroy them. You travel further through the tunnel when finally it hits you. This is Blackreach. Yo! Lyris is flabbergasted that stories of Blackreach seem to be true. You find a note from Sister Balra talking about improving a ritual and how it will be ready for testing on a more populated area very soon. Then, she explains how the storms they create draw something from living creatures, which tends to either kill them or transform them into a new type of blood fiend called a Harrow Fiend. You save a bunch of people by setting them free. One of the freed people tells you that Sister Balra is inside of some dwarven ruins in Blackreach, so you travel there, a place called Kagalthar Ruins. After entering the ruins, you discover Sentry Darfol on the ground, stabbed. He explains that he made a mistake. He made a deal with Sister Balra and told her how to sneak into the Palace of Kings. He now thinks that the Skald King is in danger. Due to that, you head back to Windhelm at once, enter the Palace of Kings, battle through Coven forces, until finally you enter the palace dungeons. Immediately, you see Sister Balra trying to do something to the Skald King. You fight Balra until she decides to turn into a werewolf and regenerate her health. But you still take her cheeks anyways. You meet up in the throne room to talk to the Skald King. You brief him on everything that happened, and at the end, you tell him that the Coven seem interested in Hoffingar Hold, even though I have no idea where we learned that at. The Skald King says that High King Svargrim rules that hold from the City of Solitude. He doesn't get along with them because neither of them will openly acknowledge the other's reign. However, Yoren is a good guy and thinks a warning should be sent. Lyris says that Svargrim and the people of Western Skyrim can be real pains in the arse, but they're still Nords, and we won't abandon them to the Coven's conspiracy. How will the Skald King approach Svargrim when they hate each other? What is the true goal of the Icereach Coven? Why are they connected to vampires? Who is the true master of this Coven plan? Your journey to find out what is going on with the Icereach Coven comes to an end for now. You must wait until Greymoor to see what happens next. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like and subscribe. Shmoji out.